You might not live in America, but the system it built still shapes your life, your money, your energy bills, your prices, your security. For nearly 8 decades, the United States stood at the center of global power. It built the rules, it protected the seas, its money became everyone's money. But that world is changing, quietly, steadily, and irreversibly. Even Washington's own leaders now admit it. The era of uncontested US dominance is over. So what's replacing it? Let's break it down. The money. For decades, the US dollar was the world's anchor. Countries traded in it, central banks stored it, oil, gold, and goods were all priced in it. The world needed dollars, and America could print them. That meant the US could buy real things from the world in exchange for paper it created itself. But now that grip is loosening. Nations are trading directly in their own currencies. Energy deals are being priced in yuan, rupees, and dirhams. Central banks are quietly reducing the dollar share of their reserves. The dollar is still dominant, but no longer unquestioned. And that matters because money is power. When the world has more choices, America has less control. The power. The US still has the strongest military on earth, but not the freest hand. Wars in Iraq and Afghanistan showed how costly endless intervention can be. Now other powers are catching up. In cyber, in missiles, in space, and at sea. America's Navy once ruled the oceans unchallenged. Today, it's adapting to a world of drones, regional fleets, and contested waters. The goal isn't to dominate everywhere anymore. It's to maintain an edge where it counts. The alliances. Alliances used to run on trust. I've got your back. Meant something. But lately, the tone has shifted from friendship to fees, tariffs on allies, demands for payments in exchange for protection. Partners still cooperate with the US, but they're also hedging, working with China, India, and the Gulf. When allies turn into customers, loyalty turns into transactions. And that erodes the very thing that made America powerful in the first place. Trust. The industry. For generations, America led the world in innovation and manufacturing. Silicon Valley set the standards. Detroit built the cars. Boeing built the planes. But global industry has rebalanced. China dominates electric vehicles and batteries. Asia is catching up in semiconductors. Europe is re-industrializing under its own green agenda. Every region now wants its own chip factories, battery plants, and energy independence. The result? More resilient supply chains and less dependence on any single power. The trade routes. Power also flows through routes, sea lanes, air corridors, and data cables. For decades, America controlled most of them, but new routes are emerging across the Middle East, Africa, and Asia, linking countries without passing through Western choke points. If one door closes, there's another way around it. In this new world, flexibility and the ability to adapt quickly, that's what really matters. The 5 pillars: money, power, alliances, industry, and trade routes. These 5 pillars once guaranteed American dominance, but today each of them is shifting. The dollar's reach is shrinking, military power faces limits, allies are acting more independently, Global industry is no longer centered in the West, and new trade routes are redrawing the map of power. Together, these changes don't mean the end of America. They mark the end of unquestioned American dominance. A world where influence must now be earned, not assumed. The United States remains the most powerful single nation on Earth, but power is no longer a monopoly. We're entering a multipolar age. Many centers of power, many currencies, many choices. The nations that will win are the ones that can adapt, cooperate, and stay resilient. The era of US dominance is over. The era of shared power has begun. Because the story of US dominance ending is just the beginning of something much bigger. If you enjoyed watching this, hit that like button and subscribe, and I'll see you on the next video.